the more you learn, the more empowered you feel, the more confident you feel as a stylist, the more you can be sure about what it is that you're saying, and you can also believe yourself, which in turn helps your clients in believing you too. I mean,
It's been a few hours, but it felt like days.
Sangbaran Dumelang, hello, my name is Malwande and welcome to my channel. This is episode 3 of the new BRAIDER Must-HAVES series, and in today's episode we will be chatting about learning about hair, understanding hair, and why it's important that you understand hair. When you get into something, you really need to get to know your subject matter. For example, when a person becomes a seamstress, right, and they want to start sewing garments and stuff like that, one of their biggest steps is to get to know different fabric types. Which fabric types are stretchy, which don't stretch, which are good for someone who perhaps sweats a lot, which are good for someone who goes running, which fabric is good for swimming, which fabric is not water resistant, all of that stuff, right? So the same principles apply to hair. This is why you need to get to know hair. The easiest way to get to know hair is starting with yourself. What is your hair type? How does your hair work? Is your scalp sensitive? Is it not sensitive? Do you deal well with heat on your hair? Is your hair heat damaged? Is it in a healthy state? Is it not in a healthy state? Do you need treatment repairs? Do you do treatments every week? What do you do to maintain your hair? When you have braids, how do you maintain your braids? Do you like thick braids? Do you like thin braids? Have you experienced heavy braids? Did you like them? Did you not like them? Do you like thinner braids that are lighter? Have you done that? Did you like them? Did you not like them? Do you prefer braids with a knot? Do you prefer braids that don't have a knot at the base? Are you into twists? Are you not into twists? What can your scalp handle? What can't your scalp handle? And the list goes on and on and on. This is why it's easier to start with yourself, because you can take the time to ask yourself these questions. And apart from asking yourself these questions, you can go back into your past and reflect on past hairstyles you've done. And even going forward, you can use yourself as a case study. I did that a lot. A lot of trends that I saw and wanted to start and wanted to understand, I started with myself, because I know that I can be very truthful with myself and I don't get offended by truth that comes from me. Okay. So yeah, that is why I was always my easiest point of reference, and I'm suggesting truly that you use yourself as your first point of reference too. This leads me into the fact that you need to get to know which styles work for who, and this is why you need to learn about hair, so that you can be informed about which styles work for who. For example, if you have someone who has fine hair, your client has fine hair, low density hair, meaning that she has less hair strands on her head than the, I guess, average person or the normal density person, would you recommend that they do micro braids? No. Why? Because micro braids grab onto a very small amount of hair and apply more tension onto that small amount of hair, which can lead to hair damage. Point number 2 is that you look like you have less hair on your hair than you really do. Am I making sense? I hope so. Someone who comes to you, for instance, and you look at their hair and you see that they have a damaged hairline, or their hairline is thinning, or the hair in the front section of their head is super short, meaning that they've dealt with hair damage. Are you going to recommend to that person that they do a straight up? I mean, considering that their hairline is suffering damage, are you going to recommend that they go and apply more hair fiber, which is going to pull that hair to the back and also create tension in the back, meaning that they'll also suffer hair loss at the nape of their head? Is that going to be your recommendation? That is the point I'm trying to make, that you need to get to understand hair so that you can make proper recommendations for hairstyles. And you can also be honest with your clients and say, no ma'am, I will not be participating in doing this hairstyle on you because I don't want to be responsible for your hair damage. So for me, a very big thing was that outside of just being a braider, I prioritized hair health. I really wanted my clients to have good, healthy hair so that they can keep coming back, and so that they can tell their friends that, hey, actually, my hairstylist is someone who looks after my hair too. And she teaches me how to look after my braids. And she makes sure that when I come back, she tells me what's good for me and what's not good for me. And if that is the brand that you're trying to build, which I hope you are, because it's part of your reputation as a stylist, and it is what is going to set you apart from everyone else, is the fact that you actually know hair. Easier way to go about all of this, because I know I've just bombarded you with a whole lot of information and just how big and broad hair is, I suggest that you start with one. Start with one type of hair. Whether you're going to start with natural hair, or you're going to start with relaxed hair, or you're going to be the person who masters braiding dreadlocks, start with one, focus on it, like give your all into that one hair type. And honestly, the easiest one to go with is the one that you are most surrounded by. So if you are someone who has natural hair, it's easier to just get into knowing natural hair because you're killing two birds with one stone. You're getting to understand your own hair, but also then you can help other people with hair like yours to do the same or to get the most out of their protective hairstyles because you've gotten to understand yourself with the same hair type. If you have relaxed hair, same thing. If you're someone with dreadlocks, same thing. It's easier for you to understand someone else who has dreadlocks because you have dreadlocks, and while you learn yours, you are basically gaining knowledge that you can help someone else with. Another thing is that when you are someone who has that hair type you're dealing with, it's easy for your clients to reference you. Sometimes I would go to my hair appointments with my natural hair, like with my actual natural hair, and my clients would say, oh wow, your natural hair is so healthy, how are you looking after it? Then from there, it's a conversation. I'm giving them tips. Next time they see me, I have braids, they're asking me, oh wow, how are you maintaining your braids? They don't look frizzy. Because I understand my hair type, I can tell them, oh, this is how I look after my natural hair underneath my braids. And then I can recommend products. I can really get into it with my clients. And basically, this is part of also building a relationship with your clients, making yourself a trustworthy stylist because you know what on earth you're talking about and you're certain of it. You know your facts, your story is straight. But also, if you don't know something, it's definitely okay to say, I'm still learning about that side of hair things, say for instance someone asks you how they can repair the damaged hairline and you have never had a damaged hairline. It's okay to say, I've never really dealt with that yet, but I can look into learning about it and I will recommend stuff once I've tried something. Yeah, this is part of honesty, and going back to our very first episode, it's part of being a professional, being trustworthy, being honest, being truthful. Next is that be someone who is always learning. Stay learning, girl. Stay learning. The knowledge, it's infinite. I mean, I'm sure you can tell from this video, you have a lot to learn about at this point. I've given you so many examples of all the things that you need to go and discover. So stay learning. The more you learn, the more empowered you feel, the more confident you feel as a stylist, the more you can be sure about what it is that you're saying, and you can also believe yourself, which in turn helps your clients in believing you too. I mean, would you trust someone who looks like they don't even trust what they're saying? No. Ask your hair clients about their struggles. Ask them about what they're battling with. And if you see something that they might be battling with that they haven't declared, let them know. Hey girl, while I'm in the middle of your head, I can tell that your hair here is shorter than the rest of your head. And they'll probably be like, oh my word. I haven't noticed that. Oh, the last hairstyle I had was this updo, whatever. Then you can, because you're now informed, you can say, oh yeah, actually, if you have this kind of hair from what I'm seeing, or from what I've seen the past 4 times I've done your braids, maybe don't do that next time. Okay, now that you've done that, let me see if I can apply less tension onto this part of your head and let's work on repairing it. That is part of building a bond and a relationship with your client. So yeah, get to know their hair struggles. Also share your own hair struggles, guys. Your clients are not robots. They are human beings just like you. Get to know them, and while you're getting to know their hair, also share about your own hair to inspire them, to empower them, and to keep them coming back to you for more. This marks the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please drop me a comment below. Let me know if this is helping you out. And if you have any questions, also drop them below. Please subscribe, and I will catch you in my next one.